Okay, I think we had the right ones. No, I think we do have to send the new links, Parker. So thanks for that. I put the new link in the creator chat Discord. Also, it's going to check this the Normies to Nerds Discord. So let's hop in here. No further delay. Let's go. What's going on, my good folks? What is happening here? Look, it was a crazy day. Sorry I had to restart it there. I did have some issues. My mic was hot. And instead of just trying to go back and cut the video off, I just wanted to come into this stream here. So what is going on, my good people? How's it going? Mike Porter, Park Outdoors. Thank you guys for dropping in here. Look, we got a lot to talk about, man. We have a lot to talk about. First off, the MCU celebration of movies. I'm excited for that. We got some good stuff in on there. Really a lot of titles to break down. It was a lot more. So I did start looking at Reddit and start doing some research because, you know, here your Normies to Nerds Sensei is always doing things here in the dojo to enhance the information that I have to give across to our good students here at the dojo and to some of our masters as well. So that's what I did. And I got some insight that we were going to get something big in Marvel yesterday, but I was not expecting to wake up in the morning and just have my mind blown away. And dude, every time I watch it, I get chills. Every time I watch this freaking thing, I get chills. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about there, and then also as well, want to talk about Bad Batch. I watched Bad Batch as I was preparing for this stream, and yo, Bad Batch was absolutely bonkers, man. It was absolutely bonkers. So want to talk about some Bad Batch as well. Very excited about that. So let's go ahead and get into the Daily Dally here today. Look, Ben Fisher was going on. First time I've been able to drop by me. Daniel Fisher. Yo, Daniel, thank you for dropping by. Look, I also want to share some goals here too. Here at Normies to Nerds, I have goals, man. So make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Share the stream out to your folks because we have goals. Right now we're at 72 subs. By the end of June, I have a lofty goal of hitting 100 subs here. So by the end of June, by the beginning of June. So this month, I do have a lofty goal of gaining 25 subscribers. Definitely think it's possible. So I just want to throw that out here to some of my other masters out here, and to some of my normies who may be in here as well. Those are some of the goals we have here at the channel, and I love the help and support. I can't take super chats right now. I don't have a link for tips, but one thing I will take and support is you guys being here, and then also, let's grow this community together. So with that being said, we have show notes. We're coming back on Thursday for another show. Maybe a little preview towards Bad Batch, and also just some other news that I won't have time to get into today. And then also on Saturday, come in. I'm going to try to get a guest in to talk some Star Wars. Maybe some of you guys who are in here, huge Star Wars fans. As we're going to be delving into the Bad Batch episodes, I would love to have a OG Star Wars fan come in here and give their perspective compared to the perspectives that I have. So with that being said, let's get into it. I already told you guys, and if you guys watched the trailer reaction that I did yesterday, this MCU trailer that we got, like, I was blown away by it. Absolutely blown away by this 3-minute movie clip. And it's like, it wasn't even really a trailer. It was just an homage to the movies. So I got chills. I got teary-eyed. It was a lot of elements in that trailer that really got me hyped. And also, it gave me the excitement moving forward. So let's go ahead and take a look at these trailers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Let's come out to the training grounds. Take a look at the video. If I can get my computer to act right and get to this other screen here. Oh, okay. So where is, excuse me, fellas, ladies, and my grown men in here. Hold on. The computer is tripping because it's not even showing. Where my screen? Okay. Sorry, guys. You know what? This is what we're going to have to do. You gotta adjust some things on the fly sometimes. You have to adjust some things on the fly sometimes. So this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna watch the video here because actually we are gonna watch the video. I'm having some issues here. It's been a long day, but enough about me. I'll keep talking about the video right now. First off, the way things started out was like it was a ride down memory lane. You would think watching a trailer like that would be kind of lethargic in a way. Like it's like stuff that we've already seen. Like how many times we've had so many people put together fan films, had so many people put together fan trailers. It's like how many more times do we need to see these things on the screen, right? But with this instance, first off, this is kind of idea of what's different between just somebody who does it for a hobby and somebody who does it for fun and a freaking professional. This person here, like they killed this thing here. So as I get this thing ready, that's one thing that really stood out to me was that you can show these old clips and people are right into it. Like I felt right into the moment. Like when they brought on, when they showed Groot, like that moment in Guardians of the Galaxy when they had Groot come on there, like just the way that they brought it all in was just really pretty amazing to me. So as I get this on the screen here, I believe this is it. Yep. So get this on the screen here. Let's get right into this trailer. Oh, you know what, guys? I am all over the place today.
It's the most incredible.
I'm sorry. I'm all over the place today. This is not the presentation that I want to give to you guys. This is funny. One little thing can throw your whole day off. All right, cool. Sorry about that, guys.
Incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
Like these moments, never get old. As many times as we might have rewatched these moments.
One thing that will never change. We're all part of one big family.
Yep. And these words were perfect. Like it's like they took your favorite fan trailer and multiplied it by 100. It seems like that's just what they did, man.
He's your brother.
Mm-hmm.
The woman over there.
Who is she?
Her sister.
Okay.
Further faster, baby.
That's right.
Like you do, like this trailer here makes you remember what you felt watching these movies.
That moves ever upward and
Yeah.
onward to greater glory.
On your left.
Woo! This is it. Like I'm getting the ghost. Yo, come on. Everybody remembers what they did when they saw this for the first time. Everybody remembers this moment. Saw this for the first time. Oh my God. Come on, baby. Come on. Do-do-do.
I've lived a lot
Come on,
of
baby.
lives.
Now, I'm telling you, this is like my 20th time watching this, and I'm still getting hyped about it. Still get hyped about it.
Who's we?
Mm-hmm. Right? Shang-Chi? Come on, like,
When you love something,
this is it.
you fight for it.
What the hell is going on in Eternals?
We're the ones who changed everything.
These title runs. These title runs, baby. Let's go. That is dope. The Marvels is such a good idea. My wife's got hype for this one. I don't know why they really chose to use Shang-Chi like that. kind of toned the trailer down a little bit if you ask me, but it is what it is. Let's go. I'll see you guys at the movies. So look, yeah, Mike says it's the best 3 minutes. This is the best three minutes of MCU content that we gotten since Far From Home. I'm gonna be real. And before I really get into what all of these I think mean, and I go into each part of it a little bit more in depth, I've been a fan of the series. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoyed watching WandaVision. I enjoyed a little less, but I still enjoyed watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But nothing's like these trailers. Nothing is like these movies, man. And the way they played this up, it's like we know. It feels like a moment of we know what we've been giving you. We know what we've been giving you over there on Disney Plus. But nah. Don't forget about why you over here on Disney Plus. Don't be like that's what I feel like they saying. Like, look, I know you guys might be a little down on Disney Plus, but let us remind you of why. Let's remind you of why you at Disney Plus. That's clearly why. When you're looking at the connectivity that they showed, one, they reminded us not just of the connectivity and the relationships that we built with these characters, but those moments in the fields that we built with other people in the theaters. That's what they brought with this trailer. That's what they brought with that movie trailer. So going from that, they got you hyped. They got you built up. It was something that can't be really done with a fan trailer. Like, we see these all the time. They got you hyped and they got you built up. All right. But they're riding on those coattails. They knew how we would feel after seeing that first minute and a half or so, or they knew how we would feel at that moment. After seeing the biggest moment that a lot of us have ever experienced in theaters, they knew how we would feel coming off that moment to lead us into the next phase. That was brilliant. Like I said, I got chills, and I didn't get chills at the beginning. I got chills in the middle, but that didn't subside as I continued to watch through the trailers, as I continued to get that first look at Eternals. I was not expecting all of that, and then the way the names dropped with the music, and the way that we got all of that coming in, it just really, really intensified and enhanced things there. So that's enough about gushing about it. Let's just get into these titles here. What's going on, Felicity? It's good seeing you in here. Thanks for dropping by today. So let's go ahead and get to these titles here. First off, my movie up here, Eternals. I'm going to be hanging out in the dojo today to try a little bit of things out. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions at the end, too, just about, some ideas I have to improve the visual aesthetics of the channel. But we're going to be hanging out in the dojo talking today. I don't really want to go into pictures and stuff like that. So, with Eternals, can we just talk about the looks that we got, man? Like, it looked like it had a tone that we hadn't seen in the MCU yet. One, it looked very real. That's very much on the first point. And like I already feel like some type of connection with these characters some way. And just seeing that, I'm gonna get to the comments at Sarkun. I'm gonna get to the comments. We're gonna I saw the way I felt connected to that in a way. Just in the first few seconds of them being on the screen, and then also, they didn't have to give us action, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. Like, if you're not ready to give us the action, like when they're fighting like that, cool. We got a little bit of Sprite doing her little speed running there. That's cool. Like, they didn't have to get all the way into the action. I'm fine with that. But they did just enough visually to say, yeah, this is it. Like, this is gonna be one of those movies. So that's how I feel about Eternals. I did my whole little theory breakdown through Eternals in one of my previous videos. I think that was Sunday. But when it comes to Eternals, like I said, I think we are going to see that Deviant and Eternals battle. We have to. I don't necessarily think that we're going to get mutants. And I think that this whole trailer here, this whole teaser, really was an indicator that I don't think that we are going to get any mutants in here. And granted, I do think we're going to get a hint or a nod to mutants. I think that we're going to get maybe a word drop, something about genes, something going into DNA. I think we're definitely going to get that. But when it comes to them even saying the mutant gene and the mutant gene in itself, I just don't think that's coming. I think more so of what we will be getting, like I said, that 7-year expanding history of the MCU. That's why I'm so high on this movie. I am a sucker for lore. Your normie sensei is a sucker for lore. Like, so when you're telling me we're going to be getting 7,000 years of history, well, a story that spans over 7,000 years, that's all you need to tell me, baby. Like, that's all you need to tell me because that's something that I feel like a lot of folks have been yearning for. That's one thing that are even as much as people hate Captain Marvel. That's one thing that I liked about Captain Marvel because we did get a little bit of peek into some of the history of the MCU. So, boom, that's one thing about Eternals, and then also, like I said, I think we are going to get some glimpse of the Celestials. We have to. If we're going to be talking about the Celestials, if we're going to be talking about the Deviants, I feel like there is no way that they can go through this and leave out the Celestials. I think that's what it's going to tease for. And you know, we got that tease at the end of the trailer for Fantastic Four. So there's precedence. We know what they're working up to. There's precedence for them to maybe even give us a little hint at Galactus, maybe name drop him. They don't even have to really say his name. They can just call him Big Guy. They can call him the real one, the one we fear, whatever. So that's how I feel about Eternals. Let's get this thing moving. We're going to keep on rolling, baby. All right. Next thing up, Spider-Man Far From Home. Yo, the stories, the things that running rapid about Spider-Man Far From Home, and they should be. Spider-Man Far From Home is shaping up to be an balls out epic movie. I'm thinking top 10. I'm pegging top 10 for Spider-Man Far From Home. And it's because, I feel like it's going to have a lot of implications when it comes to the multiverse. It's coming out before Multiverse of Madness here. So what this does, I think it is going to crumble down the multiverse. I think that we are going to get some Doc Ock and Norman working together to kind of tear it down. And something interesting about this is if everything's kind of running on a parallel timeline, if everything's running on a parallel timeline, I do think that it's possible that we get some type of relation to Into the Spider-Verse. So we know how in Into the Spider-Verse, Doc Ock was in this movie working with Kingpin. Working on that collider, the multiverse collider, and it all broke down and everything happened that way. This instance here, I think we could be something paralleling that line in live action, except with instead of Kingpin having this going on, you have Norman Osborn having this going on. And they were unsuccessful in that universe in the Into the Spider-Verse. But when it comes to here, I think having Norman Osborn working with Doc Ock could be that change that helps them get it right. So yeah, I think we're seeing Toby. I think we're seeing Andrew. I do think Andrew may die. And that's cool. But Toby better not die. I want to see Toby go back into his universe. And I would like to see Toby really, if they take Toby over there into the Sony universe, I would like to see Toby groom a Miles Morales in one of his Spider-Man 4 movies. So therefore, I think it would be wise. I think it would behoove. I like that word. I think it would behoove Sony to groom a Miles Morales on that universe. Because let's be real. Miles Morales is going to sell. Miles Morales is going to bring in a lot of fans. And, you know, they're really prepping up Miles Morales. Sony is already prepping up Miles Morales, making him their PlayStation 5. They did this already. And, you know, this should have been rolling out earlier. But when I say this, I mean the movies that should have been rolling out earlier and to kind of be a little bit closer to the PS5 Miles Morales game release. But they're prepping him up. They made him the Starship game, the flagship game of their newest console. So best believe I don't think that they're going to let Miles Morales subside. I think they're going to build on Miles Morales, continue to build his story on the PlayStation side of things, and it would be wise for Sony to let Tobey Garfield pass the mantle in that universe to a Miles Morales, to where Tobey Garfield can maybe have cameos and he doesn't have to do all of this work that it seems like he might not want to do. So yeah, that's how I feel about Spider-Man Far From Home. I do think we're going to get to keep our Tom Holland. Tom Holland's going to live, but these villains are going to be ridiculous. I think these villains are going to be ridiculous in No Way Home. All right, up next down this list, the Multiverse of Madness. I think it's really... So here's where it comes into play. Two things are going to impact Multiverse of Madness. WandaVision and No Way Home. Now, WandaVision, I think Wanda is going to find a way to exploit what is going on in this type of collision that they have going on with the multiverse. Did I say Toby Garfield? Did I say Toby Garfield? I meant to say Toby Maguire if I said Toby Garfield. My fault, XR. But look, I think what's going to happen here is that Wanda is going to really be working to get those kids back. And she could be the reason. Like, think about this. We have things going on congruently, and we're talking about that connectivity. Wanda, we could see, could be that reason why this multiverse collider that Norman and Doc Ock could be working on in Spider-Man actually works. Because she could be looking for ways to get her children. So with that being said, you have, I think the multiverse is going to be torn apart because of Spider-Man in that movie, and we're going to see that there. But I think we're going to see the source of it, and I think Doctor Strange is going to try to really get a grip on it in this movie, and that's how he's really going to be focused in on Wanda. I think he's really going to be focusing on Wanda here, and she might as well be the villain or somewhat, and a very sympathetic villain. Like, I can't. Let's be real. If you got to fight to get your kids back, your kids, man. Like, I don't care how many times you go on more, and he has to tell you the father. If you care for them kids like Wanda cared for them, you gonna do whatever it takes to keep your kids with you and to get them out of that universe. So that's where I really think this is going. I think Multiverse of Madness. I'm a huge fan of the first Doctor Strange films, and I think Multiverse of Madness is going to bring a new element to the MCU when it comes to genre-wise. I think it's going to bring a new element and really expand what the multiverse truly is. And yeah, Wanda is going to be at the center of it. And I would love to see what we should have saw in Doctor Strange. I mean, in WandaVision. I would love to see what we should have saw, and that is Doctor Strange and Wanda interacting. And now at this point with her, so Scarlet Witch, he knows what she's going to be bringing. She got the Darkhold, and I don't think that's something that Doctor Strange is going to take lightly. And yeah, I'm not going to go in depth in it today. It may be something we talk about Thursday. I am butthurt that we didn't see Doctor Strange after they're going to come out and tell us that we would have seen him in there. Next thing up is my thing, Wakanda Forever. Now, I know I'm skipping over Thor Love and Thunder. We did talk about Thor Love and Thunder at length before. So I'll come back to Thor Love and Thunder after I talk about Wakanda Forever. But Wakanda Forever, come on now. Hear me out. I got some real theories on Wakanda Forever. So I want you guys to come here, pop a squat in the dojo, get a little seat, and get comfortable. Because I got some real theories about Wakanda Forever. All right. To me, we're definitely going to be dealing with, if not the death, the disappearance of the king. And, it could be a way that he's sucked into a multiverse. It could be some type of trickery that's going on there. But I think we are going to be dealing with the death of the king. Coming out of that, the situation that Wakanda would already be in is ridiculous. Like, the situation they be in coming out of Endgame is what I'm talking about. It's crazy because, first off, and we see this in the comics of Black Panther, think about where they left off in Endgame. Well, first off, think about where they left off in Infinity War. Their nation was invaded. Not this on the outskirts, but somebody got into the royal palace, harmed their princess, and invaded them. Never happened in the history of the world. On top of that, this happened after your king defied traditions and opened up the gates to the world to show the world what Wakanda really was. So keep that in mind. On top of that, 15 minutes later, half of the Wakandan population gets snapped away. Your king gets snapped away. The next in line gets snapped away. So we have no idea of who is sitting on the throne in Wakanda. We have no idea of what is going on, how they're getting through. The Dora Milaje seem to be having a leadership. They seem to be in charge. They seem to have some type of role. And I can imagine that. I can see the Dora Milaje if you are dealing with the loss of your king and you're a place like Wakanda. I can see the Dora Milaje taking over. Running that as a society, taking care of their folks. And then the king comes back. The king comes back. The princess comes back. They expect maybe everything to go back to normal. But I don't think it's that easy. I do not think it is that easy. Um, when you consider how egos come into play when you have things going on like that. So when we already saw how folks felt who were here for the 5 years, you already see how they felt about people coming back and trying to take back over. Imagine how folks in Wakanda may feel about that. Yeah, sure, like half of your folks would be happy to have your king back. But at the end of the day, they've gotten along in these 5 years. And they found a way to be somewhat strong and still have a stronghold over these 5 years of what they're doing. So all of this to say, conflict is definitely in Wakanda. All right? Conflict is definitely in Wakanda. And we had to do two things in this movie. I think it's certain things that you have to do in this movie. One is you have to show that Wakanda is still a strong nation. That's what they are. And then also, lastly, and most importantly, I do think Shuri is going to take up that mantle. Now, I think she may take it up for one movie. You know, I think she might take it up in this movie and then go into another movie with the mantle. And, you know, she could have, but I honestly think that we are going to get some version of T'Challa back. Like my man XR Kun, I saw your comment in my last video when I was saying, you know, I am a fan of recasting T'Challa through a multiverse type of way to keep that character alive. But, like you said, if he's from the multiverse, it's not technically a recast. It's not technically the same, man. Technicalities. But yeah, I do think, like, even if they keep Shuri with her Black Panther suit moving forward, and you know you have a run with two Black Panther suits out there, that's a possibility. But she has to earn her stripes as the Black Panther. So this is how they do this in the world of in Wakanda Forever. We got a glimpse of the tribes. It's 5 tribes. You got the royal family. You got the border tribe, merchant tribe, river tribe, and the Jabati tribe. 5 of them. So I feel like I was missing. But look, no, that's a 5. That's a 5. So you have those tribes there. Best believe I do not think that all of those tribes were happy of what happened with Wakanda. So first off, you got your folks coming back. Maybe something happens with the king, and now everything is really off to loose. Like the king can't even be safe going on from us. The king can't be safe from everything that's happening. So after that, tell me what you think about this in the chat. I could see a Game of Thrones situation, and that's what I want to see. I kind of want to see a Game of Thrones situation for the throne in Wakanda. And to me, it's set up perfectly because I really want to delve into, if there's any world that I want to explore right now, it is the world of Wakanda. Like, we did get to see a good bit of Asgard. I would love to see the outer space realms of, you know, your things there. But I'm so interested in Wakanda and their tribes and their relationship that they have there. Every one of those tribes had somebody willing to fight for the throne if they wanted to. Each one of those tribes did. So I definitely think there's hierarchies in those tribes, and that they're going to want a piece of their power to rebuild things here. So that's what I would like to see coming forward, is that these tribes, we get to delve into their traditions of these tribes, and these tribes are going to go back and forth. And out of that, Shuri has to win. Now, it is possible, like I said, the Dora Milaje, I believe, could have been running Wakanda in the absence of the king. So I think that it is possible that we could have a couple of Dora Milaje kind of take a similar run that they have in the comics and split apart. Split apart from the throne, go out there and start their own rebellion. Could be something we see in this movie, or it could lead forward into other movies in the future. So that's just a little nugget to throw out there. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it would be the best way to show fans that Shuri should be a Black Panther for however long she's going to be. I think that the best way that they can do this is to have Shuri be the person to reunite Wakanda and Wakanda Forever. And to me, that's what it means. Like, to me, that's what it really means, Wakanda Forever. If they go through a battle, if Wakanda is a torn nation, like my man M'Baku said in Infinity War when Wakanda was about to be invaded, he said this would be the end of Wakanda. And he wasn't talking about the nation. He was talking about that Wakandan mindset. If you have not read the comics, so Wakandan's mindset is so arrogant, and it rightly should be with the advancements they made on the world. So that mindset is torn apart. Shuri would be the person to rebuild things and to bring things together, in my opinion. And that's them coming together, them showing their strength is how we get Wakanda forever. And that's my theory on it. That's just my take. And I hope you guys, here's the thing, for my normies who come in here, I know we got many of nerd masters in here who can make these theories. But for my normies, this is what this is what the channel is about. I want to help you guys build your theories. I want you to listen to my theories, and if you got questions, ask them. But what I do is I really look into where we are. First off, I do a little bit of comic research, but then I look into where we are in these in the storylines and where we left off and how they can move forward. Like I said, these theories ain't really 100%, but theories are theories, and nobody really gets their theories right all the time. But theories are a great thing because they really help us enjoy the content, help us go back and look for clues to support it, and help us move things forward. So when I'm spouting out these theories, I want the normies in here, if we have any, to really take in how we make these theories. And yeah, because I would love for everybody to really be able to hold their own weight, to be able to talk with coworkers and enjoy excitement and expand the excitement that we have around our MCU content. So just a little soapbox there before we get into our next thing. Look, I'm going to hop into Love and Thunder real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I talked about it for 30 minutes on Sunday. If you missed that, go back and watch it. It was a great conversation, I feel like. So Thor Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi said it has the potential. It might be the best MCU movie ever made. I call bullshit. But he should feel that way, and I want to just get into, again, just a short talk about why it could be that he feels that way, because Love and Thunder. We're going to be getting Love and Thunder with Thor, Jane, and the Thunder is really going to be there with Zeus as well. We know we're getting Zeus in. We know we're getting the God Butcher coming in. There are rumors for Hela to come back. Like I said earlier, I don't think Russell Crowe is going to last long in this movie. If he does, I think he's going to be damaged early on. I think he's going to really get torn up by Gore the God Butcher, just to show us how real Gore the God Butcher is. I keep trying to stop saying that word. So I think that's what we're really going to get to move into. Again, I think that Thor is going to get his ass beat by Gore the God Butcher, and that's where we see Jane pick up the hammer. I think that we are going to stick to that storyline that Jane will be sick. She picks up the hammer and she's healed. And that's great for Thor because, listen, Thor would have been mentally preparing himself to lose yet again. Again, let's put ourselves into the mental states of these characters. Thor lost the most, really, to me out of this. He's lost his country, he's lost his family, lost his mother, lost his brother, lost his father, lost his planets. Granted, he has New Asgard, but he's really trying to find himself, and he's really trying to deal with that grief going out there with the Guardians of the Galaxy. One thing that brings him back to Earth is Jane being sick, Jane being on her deathbed. And to me, this is one where Thor is really preparing for that loss. He's preparing for another loss until Jane comes and picks up the hammer when he's getting his ass beat by Gore. And Jane picks up that hammer, and she whacks Gore, like she tears Gore up. We see it doesn't take a lot of training. We saw with my man's Cap. It doesn't take a lot for you to get used to that, to get used to Mjolnir. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, Thor is going to have his love. Thor is going to think that he's going to be able to hold on to her forever. We are going to get a moment where she depowers down and her chemo is reset, and he knows that this doesn't last forever. And to me, that's the elements of a great story. We already know what Taika can bring. We already know what Taika can bring on a visual level. If you saw my listing that I have for the top 25 MCU content things that are out right now, Thor: Love and Thunder was number 4, simply because of the rewatchability. I mean, not Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor: Ragnarok. It was number 4 on my list because of the rewatchability, the fun, the comedy, the action. It was all there. Like, Taika really put together that movie in a way, to me, that was everything that I would like in the MCU, everything that I love in the MCU movie. On top of Hulk. Hulk is my favorite MCU character. But on top of that, like, it just brought it for me. So if he's thinking, and I can see where his head is at when he's talking about the best MCU movie ever made. Like I said, I can see where his head is at, because if he's thinking that he's going to put together Thor Ragnarok and bring in the element of love and have Thor lose yet again, have Thor lose somebody yet again. We thought Thor was hurt before, but he would really be hurt after that. And that, to me, brings an emotional punch as to why I do think he feels like it's possible that this could be the best MCU movie ever made. But yeah, Thor Love and Thunder is very high on my list. All of these movies would have me excited. But Thor Love and Thunder is very, very high on my list. I expect to have the most fun with Thor Love and Thunder. But now, apparently, it seems like I might cry with Thor Love and Thunder as well. All right? So, let's see what's next. After Black Panther, we do get the Marvels. And I think this was a brilliant idea. Look, Disney got their business minds rolling. Let's be real here. Folks were hurt that we didn't get movies in the theaters before, but I think Disney, at the end of the day, will see that Disney has played this the right way. And I am on one of those bandwagons where I think it's possible that we're not going to get any more Disney Plus releases after Black Widow of movies. But in that line, the reason why I say that is because Marvel seems to be thinking straight when it comes to their movies. If they just came out with a Captain Marvel 2, it's already acceptable to a lot of the backlash that I feel like unreasonably came to that movie the first time. They need a rebranding. And calling this The Marvels, to me, is a great rebranding strategy here. First off, to me, it signals that we're going to be getting characters. You see that S in there already. And I think that A in there does represent Monica Rambeau. Do you see that this little sparkle in the A here? I think that does represent Monica Rambeau. And actually, I'm going to move myself up here a bit so I can be in front of the screen. So I can go like this. This little A right here. You like that? I think that this little A right here really represents Monica Rambeau. So when we got Monica, we're going to get Kamala Khan in this. To me, is no doubt. I believe we're getting the series before this show comes out. Both of these folks are going to be introduced. I believe that Secret Invasion, which we really thought that this was going to be tied into, which it may not be anymore. I think Secret Invasion is going to be tied in this. We'll see really these characters be expanded there. But long story short, this was a great idea to me to really rebrand Captain Marvel. Now, I haven't really sat here and come up with theories, to be honest with you, for the Marvels. Like I said, again, to me it was initially, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Secret Invasion was supposed to lead right into Captain Marvel 2, which is now the Marvels, is what they were told. So maybe it's still tied into there. Maybe they're going out into the world, or they're still fighting their war with the Kree or the Skrull here. So that's very much a possibility. But like I said, I'm excited to see Monica on the big screen. Monica in WandaVision was somebody who quickly became one of my favorite new superheroes. I'm just really excited to see what she's going to do on the screen. And then that Kamala Khan set lead. That outfit, man. Whew. I might maybe chop some wood up in here. Get a karate chop. Because look, that outfit was fire. The color blocking on that outfit was so dope. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with all of those characters in the Marvels. So let's get into some real shit. Quantumania. Yeah. I ain't like the Ant-Man movie yet. If you bring an Ant-Man, Mike, this is for you, bro. If you bring an Ant-Man movie into my house, Mike, what am I going to say? I'm going to say, get out of my house, Isaiah Bradley style. If you bring that into my house, I'm going to tell you to get out, because I am not here for any Ant-Man movies. That's just how I am. That's just how I roll. But Ant-Man Quantumania is going to be different, and it's going to be a must watch. Much like the post-credit scene. Well, I'm not going to say a post-credit scene. Much like the subplot of Quantumania was. I mean, there's not much like the subplot of Ant-Man 2 was a must-watch. I think this whole entire movie of Quantumania is going to be a must-watch. Because we're really going to get a glimpse into how they're going to be explaining the quantum realm. And I think really introducing your characters. To me, that tease at the Fantastic Four at the end. I'm sorry. Like, that's one we knew they were coming. But they're coming sooner than ever. They're coming after this movie to me. But I think we're going to get introduced to them in this movie. There's no doubt about it. And I'm very curious as to what's going to go down because I do think we're going to see Kang in this movie for sure. However, I did see these leaks that Kang is supposed to be in Loki, the series, or at least or at least have a cameo there or something, and that makes sense to me to introduce Kang so we can kind of have an idea of who he is when we come over to Quantumania. And Scott Lang would be the perfect person to stumble into some of that stuff there. So I'm excited to see what we get from Quantumania, and I'm excited to see just how we're going to lead into because I do think that we're going to get to see the Fantastic Four here. Alrighty, Thor: Love and Thunder, and then lastly, like I said, the Fantastic Four. Extremely excited. I'm hyped. That's all I can say. I'm just hyped to see what they do. I hope it's John Krasinski, at least. I don't really care if Emily Blunt is Invisible Woman. I hope it's John Krasinski at least. And my man Damson Idris. I said my man Damson Idris from Snowfall should be the next Black Panther if they're going to recast. But if he's not the next Black Panther, yo, get my man as the Human Torch. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'm going to go through these comments. Next, I want to get into these Bad Batch. I'm going to talk about the Bad Batch coming up next. But first off, before I get into the Bad Batch, let me hop into these comments and see what my good folks are saying because I see the comments have been popping over here. They've been popping, my man. So I'm excited to read through these comments. Got a lot of new folks, new faces in here. Mike Porter, Park Outdoors, XR Coon, what is going on? Felicity, my girl, what's up? What is going on, my good folks? Mike Porter said that trailer was the best 3 minutes of his life. Best 3 minutes of your life, Mike. Hey, I like that. But no, that trailer was the best 3 minutes of my cinematic life that I've gotten since probably Far From Home. So yeah, I agree with you there. They are TV shows. They are TV shows, Mike. But I was still coming in with the impression that they be up to par with some of the movies. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I have these series ranked in the top like 50% of all MCU content. So leave that into perspective. But yeah, they just highlighted the high parts of these. Parker says, no Blue Marvel ever or we riot. I'm going to leave that to the side because I do think we're going to see Blue Marvel. So you're going to be doing, you're going to get some rioting going on, man. Just give me something good from Target. Felicity, Mike been giving you those Turkish Delights. Yo, that's what's up. I need to try some myself, especially if they're a little laced with some Edibellies. But anyway, he said he had chills. It just came natural. Oh, you're talking about everything I was still saying. Big Chingus is his name. Okay, Coachella Coastal. What's going on? Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here, my man. All right, yeah, Ektar-kun, we're about to get into Bad Batch right now. I'm just running through these comments here. Scotty, what's going on, my man? How you doing, bro? XR-kun says, we getting Illuminati. I'm calling it. It's Shuri, Strange, Perez Holt, Captain Marvel, and a few others. I think we are going to be getting the Illuminati, but I think they're going to get T'Challa back in there. I think T'Challa's going to get in there. That's the only little change in that I had there. I think T'Challa's going to get in there. But you could be right. Could be sure. Could be sure. It just depends on the timing. But I think by the time we get Illuminati, we will have an alternate version of T'Challa. Maybe a little bit of a reset coming in with some of these characters. Oh, snap. Crackle and pop. I just blinked. Either way, let's go. What if Black Panther is set during the blip? Black Panther 2. That would be cool. I definitely want to see some time in the blip. I think we will. Like I said, I think we're going to have to see what happened with Wakanda during the blip. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of these series, for a lot of these movies that are coming out where people were alive during the blip. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I said that, and now that I'm thinking about it, other than Shang-Chi and other than Black Panther, I don't think there really be much interesting to really delve into during that blip period when it comes to these movies that are coming out. So, yeah, you're right. I think we're going to have to see some of the blip, but I do not want to stay in the blip. To me, that would be a waste. I need to move forward. Look, we need to get some answers on T'Challa. We're not going to get that in the blip. So we need to move forward there. So, yeah, I do think we're going to see some glimpses there. And like I said, It's very much possible. It seems like the next in line will be the Dora Milaje to really try to take over. So I think the Dora Milaje could be running things, and then that could cause conflict when they come back again. Could cause conflict in a power struggle. Could to lead to a Game of Thrones as type fight in Black Panther 2, leading to a win where Wakanda comes together stronger than ever. Wakanda forever. All right. Oh, that soapbox there. It gives you enough time for people to get on the side of recasting. But I think people are already on the side of recasting for the most part. We were struck. Everybody was struck by the death of Chadwick. But looking on it now, it's like, no, we need to keep these things going. And let's be real, Black Panther means so much to so many more people that we have to keep it going here. Have to keep it going. Did T'Challa and Shuri's mother get blipped also? Yeah, they did, Felicity. They both got... Well, I think his mother, I didn't see anything about his mother. I think she may have been alive. I didn't see anything about her getting blipped. But Shuri for sure got blipped along with them. Post-credit scene for Reed. Post-credit scene with Reed for which movie? It could be... Well, I'm not going to say it could be. I don't even think it might even be a post-credit scene. I think we see Reed Richards in Ant-Man in Ant-Man Quantumania. At the very least, it is the post-credit scene in that movie for me. B-Main, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping in. Drop a like and subscribe to the video, to the channel, bro. Thanks for being in here, B-Main. Shuri was also blipped. What if an outsider takes the mantle? What if Neymar takes the mantle? Yo, Neymar taking the mantle would be bonkers, except his power. Like, yo, that'd just be crazy. Get out Mike, get out of here. I'm not going to go in on that. You're going to get me off topic. But thanks for dropping that in, Mike. Felicity, thanks for agreeing with me on Thor. Ragnarok is one for me. Like I said, Ragnarok is so fun, bro. People sleep on Ragnarok. But you have a lot of fun with Ragnarok. It's a lot of service there. Wait, Fat Thor quarantined before we did? Technically, he was 5 years later. But still, hey, and another thing, I think one thing that's going to be fun is we are going to see a quick montage of Fat Thor getting skinny in a Taika Waititi-esque way at the beginning of Thor Love and Thunder. Maybe even Rocket Raccoon being his... Tell me how awesome and funny that would be with Rocket Raccoon being his little, like, trainer, motivator guy. And then also you got Peter Quill over there hating on him. Hilarious. Jane Foster would not be that much of a loss in my opinion. Not for us, Felicity. I don't think Jane Foster would be a loss for us. But Thor. I think Thor would take that thing hard. But I think Thor is also at a place where he is accepting certain assets and facets of life. But I think he's still going to take that thing hard because he loves that girl, man. He loves that girl. For real, though, Natalie is way more swole than me now. Yo, I got to go look up some more Natalie pictures. She really that much... Look, make me have to try to go harder in the gym. Daniel Fisher, you must be a toothpick. All right, thanks, Felicity, for letting me know. The direction, acting, and story were not good in Captain Marvel. I agree with you on the direction. 100%. I don't think they had good... If you're saying direction is in directors, Felicity, I agree with you 100%. I don't think they had really good directors in Captain Marvel. I don't think that was a strong suit there. Brie Larson's acting to me was actually pretty good in Captain Marvel, if you ask me, because she is acting brainwashed. And when I say that, I think she is acting under the direction of the directors. And that's how they wanted her to act, as somebody who is brainwashed and not acting human. So I'm expecting her. I liked her a bit more in Endgame, so I'm expecting her to step that up there. Yes, Felicity, depression and stress is a real thing. I gained about 80 pounds of the 100 pounds I lost because of stress over work. Oh, no, Mike. Let's all get together, send Mike an Apple Watch if you don't got one already, and let's get on some challenges. Let's work him out. Let's him Mike lose that weight back, man. Nah, Mike, we need you healthy, bro. We need you freaking healthy, my man. We need you freaking healthy. I just lost my comments, my space there. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. I thought the Captain Marvel character development, it was just disjointed, non-existent as well. I love Ant-Man. Without Ant-Man, Thanos would have won for good. Yeah, I love the Ant-Man character, Mike. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love him in the movies. But, yo, I don't. If his movie's on TV, that's one MCU movie I'm not rewatching, bro. That's one MCU movie I'm not watching when it comes on. If Rogue steals Captain Marvel's powers in Marvel's, 10 of 10. That is facts. Felicity, that's facts. No J Law in Fantastic Four. I'm with you there. B-Man, what's good, Mike, here from the Discord. Thanks for dropping in again, man, B-Man. Thanks for dropping in again. Rock and Luke Evans as Thing and the Human Torch. I like that. Except I don't want the Rock to be taken. I don't want the Rock to be a Rock the whole time. We need to see the Rock if Rock is going to be in here. We need to see his face. But I don't think The Rock is really down with the MCU. All right, well, Felicity, it might be true, but Loki could be more. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss something here? All right, I missed it. I don't want to go back up. Chillin' man, glad I could make a stream. Thanks, Scotty. Ray Stevenson as Reed. Okay, I could somewhat see that. Also, too, I'm not that pissed off seeing a John David Washington as Reed. Again, I'm not that hype on switching race swapping characters. And be real, I'm not that hype on it. I'm not asking for it. I'm not one of those who's asking for it at all. But I'm a fan of going for the best actor for the role. And if John David Washington can outperform anybody else that's going out for their role, or anybody of color for that matter, that's going out for the role can outperform that, to me, there's no need to why it should be tied up to one type of actor getting there. Let's see. Oh, Mike, I was talking about the best 3 minutes. Yo, that best 3 minutes of my life, Mike. I don't know if you meant for it to come out the way it did, but it was hilarious, bro. It was hilarious. He needs to get swole with Quill. Psh, Quill is hating on my man. Oh, never mind, Felicity. Okay. I'm not gonna read through you guys' comment out here. Through you guys' conversation. I ain't gonna put it on blast like that. Mike versus New Year's streamers. All right, of course, bro. Gonna make sure to drop in more often. Thanks, B man. Look, like I said, glad to have you here. If you weren't in here earlier, again, we got 9 folks in here now. If you weren't in here earlier, I have a goal, lofty goals, expectations. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of June. So let's go for it as a community. Let's try to get there. Let's see what we can build. I'm going for 100 subs. If you guys think we can go higher, then let's build higher. But just for the month of June, I want to set some goals and move things forward. I am going to be working on improving myself here. Again, I'm trying to take out those arms. I'm trying to work on my inflection, trying to get things better. And I have another question for you all when we get to the final rounds, if you want to stick around. I have another question when it comes to the setup here of what you all would like to see. John David Washington is overrated. Agreed. I think he is overrated, but not by much. I don't think he's overrated by much. I think that the movies that he's done, I think he's outperformed the movies that he has been in, if that makes sense. I think it's definitely outperformed the movies that he's been in. But with the direction under this, and I think, I don't think it takes much to knock out a Marvel role, and I think he could take this on. But anyway, let's get into Bad Batch. Parker, you've been waiting. Thanks for the sub, Felicity. Thanks for the sub, B-Main. Thanks for the sub, Daniel. So let's get to it. Bad Batch. Again, let me explain myself in the Star Wars fandom. I think I have an interesting position to be in as a content creator. And as someone who loves content, dirty content, I think I have an interesting position to be in. I did not watch a single Star Wars movie my entire childhood. I tried to watch Star Wars. I didn't have the movies. Tried to watch it one time on TBS when I was like 10. I could not get into it. Watching it on TBS was probably the worst way. Watching it by myself was probably the worst way to do it. Nobody in my family is a nerd like me. Like, it's when it comes to nerdy content. My parents are older. My brothers, they were older and out the house when I got old. So I pretty much grew up an only child. And I was heavy into sports with my friends. So when it came to like Star Wars, I wasn't really hip to it. I was hip to like reading about DC and those shows. But when it came to Star Wars, that wasn't really me. So long story short, how I came into the Star Wars fandom. Before Mandalorian came out, I was intent that I was going to go through and watch all of the Star Wars. So about a good month and a half, I started watching the OG trilogy. Liked it. Started watching the prequel trilogy. Liked that more. Then I went into watching Rise of Skywalker. What was it? Force Awakens. Went into watching saw Force Awakens, saw Last Jedi, and I liked those movies for what it was. I liked those movies for what they were. As far as just like the action and the visuals, they're pretty cool. I liked Last Jedi more than I liked Force Awakens when it came to the visuals, but that's there. All right, and then when it comes to Rise of Skywalker, watched that, and then came into Mandalorian. After I watched Mandalorian, I was hooked to Star Wars. Mandalorian. Oh yeah, I also watched Rogue One. I had not watched Solo. Maybe I'll watch that one day, but I heard it was so terrible not to watch it. Let me know in the chat if I should watch it. So, make that long story short, I was hooked to Star Wars. Hooked to Star Wars after Mandalorian. Mandalorian hooked me in. So from there, I went on to watch the Clone Wars. I finished the Clone Wars season. I watched all 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. Really got hooked into it like season 3, season 4. When I was like, really, this is it. This is it. It took me a little while to get used to the animation, but once I started digging into these characters and had time to really build that relationship with them, loved Clone Wars. Loved the end. Loved 7th season. Then I watched Bad Batch. I mean, not Bad Batch. Then I watched Rebels. Just finished Rebels. Guys, I finished Rebels on Saturday. And when I said Saturday, like when I say Rebels was good, like the ending of Rebels was great. Yo, I loved Rebels. And what's crazy is what I liked about Rebels so much, I'm not going to just get into my whole Rebels gush here because we're talking about Bad Batch. But like, Rebels seemed so small. Like they were on Lothal. Like it just seemed like everything was about Lothal. And then, like I do wonder, and let me know in the chat if it's something. Why wasn't Lothal the planet that was blown up by the Death Star at first? Can somebody answer that for me in the chat? Like I'm really curious. Why wasn't Lothal like I would think that the planet that would be blown up would be Lothal. Moving on from there. I'm excited about Bad Batch. Bad Batch to me was amazing. Let me know in the chat. I have not been in any Star Wars video rooms. I have not been on the Den of Nerds today. Actually, I did hop in there for a little bit, but he wasn't talking about Bad Batch at that point. Let me know in the chat. I did see Bad Batch. At this point, I am caught up when it comes to things that you can watch, other than Solo. I'm caught up at this point. So like I said, I'm a bit of a swarmy, but I've done my research. All right, like don't knock that. Like I've done my content research. And after I talk about Bad Batch, I'll get into just how I feel about this whole drama that's been going on. But no, Bad Batch to me was great. Bad Batch to me was a great piece. Like it hooked me in from the jump because I didn't know when Bad Batch was going to start off. But it's only right that you start off with Order 66. So it's like starting off with Order 66 is like any MCU content that wants to start off with the snap and dealing with the ramifications of that. So to me, it was fun. I give it a 9, just because of the action, because of the fun I had watching it. And I just had that fun watching it from my phone here. That's how much fun I had watching it. Because I was watching it as I was getting ready for the stream. So, one, I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this. This is just my raw reaction. Again, I watched it maybe like an hour ago, and I've been talking about Marvel stuff in between that hour where I watched it. So, one, I just love how they start off where you see. That was the question that I had. Like, would the Bad Batch have committed that Order 66? And to me, it makes sense that they wouldn't. To me, it makes sense that they wouldn't because they're the Bad Batch. And everything that really goes along with why they wouldn't, to me, just makes sense. Even when it comes to Echo. Echo is pretty much dead. So it makes sense as to why Echo wouldn't want to commit Order 66. But the thing I did not expect was to see, Cross. What's his name? What's my man's name? Help me out. Crosshair, one of them. Help me out in the chat. But I did not expect to see him remain loyal. I was expecting all of them to be on the same lane. I was not expecting him to stay loyal. But he seems to be, outside of Wrecker, he seems to be the most badass Bad Batch member of the 99. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with there. I did find it interesting. I'm waiting to see how, I was about to say Kanan, but I'm excited to see how this young Padawan comes back. Because I thought at first, I was like, did she say Kanan when she said that? But no, I'm excited to see how this Padawan comes back into the fold here. I'm not going to try to say his name because it's slipping on me. Again, I just watched it. Yeah, Crosshair, thank you. I just watched it not too long ago. I just watched it for the first time maybe an hour ago, and my mind's everywhere on the Marvel stuff we just talked about. So I'm excited to see where we're going with that, to see if the Padawan comes back. The Padawan, to me, is going to have a huge role to play in this because, one, they already show his, like, the Bad Batch's willingness to not bang with the Empire. And I do see. Correct me if I'm wrong here. We're still really trying to figure out what happened with the clones, and I do think that we're right. Are we still trying to figure out what happened with the clones? Let me know if there's something that I missed in Rebels. Maybe maybe something I missed as far as what Caleb. That's who it is. Maybe it's something that I might have missed. Let me know in the chat if something I might have missed in Rebels. With a conversation that been had with Rex and Gregor when they were on that when they went to the planet to see them in the desert. But we are still really trying to figure out where the clones are, right? Correct? Or what happened to them at least when they switched over to the Stormtroopers. I think we're going to get an inclination of how and why that happened here, okay? And I definitely don't think that Tarkin is going to really F up as much as he that bad in this thing. I think it could be a way where Tarkin wins because we do see him moving forward. So, where are we going next? I think, we get that whole great stuff, and basically, there's a whole bunch of action to set things up for Omega to be on the team with the Bad Batch to be on the run, and for Crosshairs to be hunting them down. Crosshairs is the perfect person to hunt them down. Like I said, I think Crosshairs seems to be the most badass. Granted, Wrecker is the strongest one, but Wrecker is not the smartest one. So, Crosshair seems to have the most smarts about him and the most badassness about him to be the person hunting them down. So, watch the Fives arc. Okay. So, I did watch the Fives arc in the Clone War. Yeah. I watched the Fives arc in the Clone War. Just once, though. So, moving forward here. Where are we going to go? I'm excited because I think Omega, we're going to find out some interesting things about Omega. Whether Omega is force sensitive, whether Omega has her own mutation. I think we're going to find something interesting about her. I think she is maybe one of the last clones, because they could have been running out of things. They could have been running out of whatever they needed with Boba Fett. So she could be because Boba Fett was killed. So she could be the last clone that we have there, or they could have stopped it after they found a girl. Like they could have tried to. She could be a result of them trying to play around with something else, playing around with somebody else's clone system, and it didn't really work that well. But Omega could very much well be force sensitive here. So that's where I'm at there. Just some things I'm excited about. I'm not going to go too deep into the theories because, again, I am somewhat. You'll know me sensei here is a normie sensei when it comes to MCU, but when it comes to Star Wars, I'm a little bit of a swarmy a bit. But I'm a sweaty normie. All right, that's why it's a swarmy. For me, at least, I don't mean Star Wars normie, but for me, a sweaty normie is this what you call me, swarmy. So look, I'm excited about that. I'm really hoping we see Grogu. I want to see Grogu, man. I want to see Grogu in this series. But again, we did see Order 66 be put into effect. But it could be possible that like Grogu was already out there in the field, right? It could be possible he was out there in the field doing things as a Padawan out there with a special master. Maybe he wasn't being locked away and they were able to get away in that way. And we could see him pop up. So I want to see Grogu. I was excited to see Saw Gerrera in there because Saw Gerrera's arc in Clone Wars really like took me in. Like that little run that they had there to where his sister died and he kind of became just really an extremist for the rebellion. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to maybe see more characters like my man Saw Gerrera pop in here. I think the cameos are going to be heavy. I think the cameos are definitely going to be heavy. But look, like I said, we're going to be talking Star Wars. We're going to be talking Star Wars here, but I do not want to be talking it by myself. So, hit me up. You see the Discord and the link. First off, 2 links in the description. Let's go out here. Folks who are new here, we're about to go out here to the final round ground. This is where we get into the comments. This is where we get into some speculation and some theorizing out here as well. But this is also where the final round where we're winding down the show. Let me know. Just hit me up in Discord and Twitter if you'd like to be one of the folks, the Star Wars OGs, to come on to our Saturday stream and talk about the Bad Batch and Star Wars with me. So I came into the final round ground here. Just where I'm ending off. Again, I am a new Star Wars fan myself. But where I stand is that, so I feel the need to clear the air on this and then kind of put this out there because it will come up in future conversations. I am someone who likes the sequels. I'm a fan of the sequels, but the more I studied, the more I went back and rewatched some of your older um, Star Wars movies. The way I went back and watched Clone Wars and saw how that story developed, the way I started to feel connections for these characters, I can understand and I completely understand why some OG fans don't like the sequel trilogy. I can understand why they hate it, and that's something that I'm willing to talk about that with folks. I like it because when I saw it, I didn't have that type of affinity for these characters, if that makes sense. So again, I like it. I like the prequels. I like the sequels. Um, I'm one of those fans who do, but I am not someone who is just going to say you are hating or that you are. I'm not going to shame anybody for really tearing down the sequels because I do think that they are something. Even listen, the more I become a Star Wars fan, the more I dislike the sequels. But at the end of the day, I liked it when I watched it. The aesthetically, it was beautiful to me. So yeah, that's just how I think that. Um, that's just how I think that those went there. So that's just how I just wanted to get that out of the way before we get into some of our Saturday streams. And I'm gonna be doing some research. It's just a matter of reaching out to folks, coordinating things on Saturday. I know things on Saturday be a tricky time. But yeah, there are a lot of folks. I have some folks on my mind already to reach out to get into these conversations on Saturdays about Star Wars. But I will take suggestions. If you want to hit me up in Discord, if you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do that. All right. So yo, let's get into some comments before I get out of here. Let's get out of here. So let's get into some of these Bad Batch comments here. I feel bad if you never saw the Clone Wars and you just saw the premiere. Oh, Parker, I've said over. I've seen Clone Wars. Yeah. All right. Cool. I ain't missing nothing with Solo. I'm gonna take Felicity word on that because Felicity seemed to have a good head on her shoulders. I ain't missing nothing with Solo. But actually, I can see how you might have liked it because I am a Childish Gambino fan, Danny Glover fan. But maybe one day I'll watch Solo. Yeah, I should probably just watch Solo to get it out of the way, right? Probably should. Yeah, Mando brought me back into Star Wars too. I think that's the case for a lot of people, to be honest. Yeah, and that's the thing. Mando, I didn't even see Mando yet before I watched Star Wars. I just wanted to, I watched I just really wanted to understand, the world of Mando. So that's what really got me into watching Star Wars. And honestly, that's just because Disney Plus ain't have nothing else on there to watch. Be frank with you. But I'm glad that I did. I'm really glad that I did, and I'm glad I could be here to tell you guys this today. Said like a true pastor or some shit like that. All right, look, I would be curious to see if you like it, but I did like Rogue in the movies. Cool. Like I did like Rogue One too. Like to me, Rogue One was really good, and I like that ending. I watched Rogue One, but actually I watched Rogue One before I watched any of the other movies. That's one thing that I did watch on TV and continued to watch because it was very gripping. Like I like the graphics, I like the storyline. So yeah, I did watch it and I did understand. I've seen enough scattered around Star Wars to understand that end scene with Vader there, which was completely epic. Solo is like phase one of MCU films of Star Wars. Yeah. Oh wow. Then I don't know, bro. Then I don't know, X Harcoon. Yeah, but yeah, saw Bad Batch. Park Outdoors gave Bad Batch 8.75 out of 10. That's a good score. Hey, that's a really good score. So yeah, I take it that you really liked it, man. People are hyped as far as I know. Cool. How did Omega snipe the rifle? Then look, it's Star Wars. They seem to be selective shooters. All right, bro. They should seem to be selective shooters, just from my end of things. In the J-19 sector ending, I about fell out of bed. That is dope as well. I'm mainly excited to have Star Wars content weekly to discuss, says B-Main. I loved the show and the different perspectives Filoni brings to 66. Commence order 66. Yeah, man. That's one thing that brought me, that's an instant, you're in it. That is an instant you're in it. Now, I was curious. I was trying to really piece together where folks were in these battles, and I was like, all right, where are we? Are we, going to go back into Clone Wars and that time in that period? Like, are we really gonna go back that far back? But nah, then they went into the whole Order 66 thing, and it was dope. I love seeing how she fought through that. First, I'm thinking like, oh man, there's a possibility that she could get out of this, but yo, it's already 66. There was no way. And I love the fact that my man's got away too. That my man's dang, you just gave me Caleb got away as well. Alrighty. Parker fucks with Omega. I fuck with Omega too. Bested by a girl who never held a blaster. Hot Holocron says, if you got it, you know what you do when you got it. Hot Holocron. Scotty, hey, when you got it like that, you know what you're doing, but maybe you can't do it more than once. You know, it's like one of those people who get a ball for the first time, shoot a 3, and they make it, and they act like they got it, and then, you know, you shoot another 3 like the next 2 times and it's air balls. Yeah, that's just that whole situation. I'm letting it ride for now. I don't need another Ray. What are you talking about? I like Bad Batch question. The situation with question situation with Omega, but I will reserve judgment for now. I can see that. I can see that, Felicity. To me, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure. Omega equals young Snoke, actually. A good theory there. See, and that's the thing. That's why I need Star Wars OGs like my man Scotty in here to really bring those theories. Because, yeah, I mean, Snoke's a new thing, but, like, my head doesn't quite, maybe in, like, another year or 2, my head will operate like that. But when it comes to Star Wars, my head doesn't quite operate like it does with MCU. So I still want to bring in touch on this Star Wars content, but I need to bring some folks up here. I need to bring some folks up here when it really comes to those theories and where we may be going. Yeah, his Imperial loyalties were spoiled in the toilet. Yeah, I didn't know that, bro. I do think she is force sensitive. And to me, that makes sense. It makes sense for Omega to be force sensitive, if you ask me. Like, all these other Bad Batch members have their own thing. Their own, like, mutation that makes them stronger, smarter, more accurate. So, yeah, that would make sense to me. That would make sense to me. She's force sensitive for sure. All right. RP coin. I miss Grogu too, Felicity. I miss Grogu too. Are you talking about not on that round, but I don't have Proxy? Oh, you talking about Proxy killing Nerd Coin? Yeah, like I don't have that luck either, bro. Like I thought I figured it out Nerd Coin the other day because I was gambling Nerd Coin, and it's like, especially when if I win 3 Nerd Coins in a row, just a little strategy here, I'm not doing another one for a while. And if I do another one, it's like a 10-cent one, like a 10 Nerd Coin one. Just my little strategy there. But I also be killing the Nerd Coin in the Discord. And I think a lot of people are slipping on the amount of Nerd Coin that you get in the Discord, man. All right, I miss Grogu too, though, Felicity. Like Grogu, oh man, we have to be getting Grogu. I definitely miss him as well. Let's see here. I'm getting down to the last few comments here, and I'm gonna head out. Let's see. I think we're getting a lot of talent in our extended community. I think there's a lot of talent in our extended community I would want to watch, present company included. That's for sure, Daniel Fisher. That's for sure. And like folks who are very much so in here, I want to get on the channel to talk about this stuff with me. I think she's the first force sensitive Palpatine cloned. IDK hits blunt. You don't have to hit the blunt for that. That's a good theory there, bro. Oh, you're trying to say Ahsoka. Umber arc versus Ahsoka arc. In season 5. I need to go back and rewatch that. I need to go back and rewatch season 5. It's like Clone Wars is so much to watch. There's 7 seasons of it, and I watched it in a matter of like 4 weeks. That's what I need to do in between these. To really go back and rewatch. Maybe really go back and rewatch the Clone Wars season, so I can really get down into that lore and really understand it a bit more there too. Alrighty, I only watch Mando because Mandos are my favorite part of Star Wars. They are one of mine now too. Like I love how Star Wars is moving away. Like they're giving you that sector there of non-force sensitive folks. Like that's what I like to see. Like come on now, like bring it. Like they need to bring it with those Mandos. They need to bring it with the Mandalorianos. Don't tell me. I'm sorry if I disrespected anybody by calling the Mandalorians Mandalorianas. I'm sorry about that, folks. Okay. If he liked the sequels, then good on him. Hey, if you like the sequels, then good on you. Thanks, bro. Like fantastic sequels are a high budget fanatic. Look, fanfic. Look, that's the thing. The sequels to me, again, aesthetically, I am somebody who was in love with Marvel films. Plain and simple. And when you're giving me something that's Star Wars and has a little bit of Marvel flavor, and I was able to connect a bit of the lore from the OG trilogy into the sequels. Yeah, I like the sequels for what they did. I think that I know people hate it, but yo, that end scene in Last Jedi to me was one of the most visually stunning things that I've ever seen on the screen. So that's just how I feel about it. Like I said, I can understand Star Wars fans who hate the trilogy, who hate the sequel trilogy. I completely can understand that. And again, the more that I am becoming entrenched in Star Wars and understanding these characters, like when I saw Luke, the more I saw Luke in Mandalorian, when I saw him there and how he was acting there, the more that made me not like the sequels. So it's more about the characters and what they did with the characters for me than how it looked. But when I first saw these, and when I was a bit more of a Star Wars normie when I saw these movies, the aesthetics and how they looked is what sold me on it. All right, so that's where I'm at with that. That's where I'm at with that there. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna hop out of here. But this says people can like what they like. We just need to be able to discuss what we like and and don't like respectfully. Sorry, I struggled on that, Felicity. But yeah, exactly. And that's the type of people that I want to bring in here. Is people that can bring that perspective. Because again, you already know where I am as a fan. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like my opinions should really be put on the same pedestal as somebody who has been a fan of this trilogy, this franchise for decades. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy to sit here and act like that. But at the same time, we are fans. So I do expect folks to respect my opinion and how I feel when I come in here, because I'm not going to shit on their opinion. Like I said, like, I'm someone who is very able to see where other folks are coming from. No matter what it is, I try to see where other people are coming from. And when it comes to Star Wars, I can see where people's just hate for the sequel trilogy really comes from in this. I can see that. Like, to me, it makes sense. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I overall just like the sequel trilogy for what it was. At least for what it was. Crosshair would be a big miss for the team. That girl said he was for the team. That being said, he was beat by a girl, so I might have to retract. Yeah, there's facts on that, but it's all good. It is all good. Inserts team hits as much as Stormtroopers do. The Orioles. The Orioles. If I wanted to be petty, I would have said the Red Sox because I'm a Yankees fan. Scotty, yeah, reach out to me on Discord, man. Reach out to me on Discord, Scotty. For sure, for sure. Ashton, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping in here. Go back and rewatch the beginning of this. I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, the chat's getting a little... Chillmonger, thanks for dropping in, bro. Thanks for dropping in on the stream. If you're not a member here, bro, drop a like and subscribe. Good to see you in here, man. Thanks for dropping in, bruh. Thanks for dropping in. So I'm just gonna come through a little bit more here. Bad Batch is a Clone Wars season 8. I got that feel too, X Raccoon. Like, especially how they like. To me, it's just an extension of Clone Wars. So I feel that there. Yes, let's go, Ashton, coming in hot for sure, for sure. Hey, go back and get my Oh, did Ashton go to McDonald's? You rolling? Hey, Ashton. Where you at, bro? I'm Ashton. You seem like, for real, bro. You seem like a really cool dude, Ashton. So yeah, let's link up. Let's link up one day, bro. I got a lot of folks in here I like to link up with, man. For sure, for sure. All right. Last few here. I'm gonna cut it off where it says I'm gonna restart for sure. I'm gonna cut it off for Ashton's last comment. Chilling, doing the same. XR Coon says, I think we will get a trilogy of animated Star Wars films for the Dark Disciple, son of Darth Dathomir, and the Anakin / Obi-Wan Kyber arc. Cool. Again, I'm be real. I can't be as hype as how you might have been in typing that comment. That's why I need another sensei to come in here and drop that knowledge. And drop that knowledge, man. But yeah, Chillmonger, drop in. Yeah, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, man. Thanks for coming in. Everyone is equally a fan for me. His requirement is liking the source. Oh, thank you, XR Kun. That's like the nicest thing I've ever seen you say in here, bro. My philosophy is you fuck with the sequels, cool. You fuck with the original trilogy, cool. You don't fuck with the Clone Wars, then you and me finna have a problem. Yo, like I said, the Clone Wars are like, I can see that, bro. But then again, just the fact that the Clone Wars are very animated is like, okay, you should be able to get over it as an adult, but if you're sleeping on the Clone Wars, you're wilding. Yeah, the Clone Wars were ridiculous. Bro, I wish I had to set up to come on your show and chat for sure. But I'm broke. Look, all you need is a phone, man. I am going to open up the lines one of these days so folks can call into the dojo. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Because, you know, I keep that glizzy on my side, Jit. Hey, bro, now I know what type of glizzy you talking about. I ain't going to put it on screen. Hey, but anyway, look, let's get out of here, bro. Hey, again, I am your Normie Sensei, Master Kunch here. I'm going to repeat this again. We are on a grow. We are on the grind. We are going to be pushing for 100 subs. I made a Twitter. I am committed. My wife loves it. We are into this. We are going to be growing this effing channel here, man. So, please, help. Let's build this community together. Let's meet this goal. 100 subs by the end of June. Let's see if we can smash that, knock it out the park earlier, and then move on to our next goal. But look, I love every single one of you guys in here. Thank you for dropping by in the dojo. Like I always tell you folks, go watch something nerdy. Go watch something nerdy. Share it with your friends. Spread the nerdy love. Bring the normies here so we can turn them into nerds. And then they can go on your favorite channels like Normies Nerds. They can go on your channels like Trinity's. They can go on like Scotty's channel, Chillmonger's channel. They can go on there and talk that nerdy shit. They can go on there on Everyday Geeks and go on Burton Nerds and try to battle in the bracket break in the bracket battle, whatever he calls it over there. So what I'm saying is, let's build that community. Let's help be students here and spread the word. All right, guys. So look, thank you guys so much for being here. I am your Normie Sensei, Master Kunch here at Normies and Nerds. Signing out of the dojo here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. As always, let's enjoy this smooth, cool beat by my friend named C. Hey, hey, hey. Every time, it makes me want to giggle. Hey, hey, hey. See you guys later. Take it by the haters. Wake up getting money. On my mind be paper. I don't need no labor. Working is my passion. All these people hating, cause they always lacking. I be that one to come through, always super macking. And they see me in the club, they gon' think I'm backing. When I'm chillin' with the glizzy, when they hit me off the hizzy, I be going off the hizzy, make them dizzy with the bars going a circle around their head, just like some cars doing donuts in the parking lot. I be all right. I'm gone. I'm pretty sure that freestyle wasn't even on beat with the playback I'm getting here. You know, I do like to speak. I do like to freestyle myself sometimes. That's another. You was in karaoke the other day. You know what's good with me and some of these flows. But yeah, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you just dropping in here, if you missed it, missed the first half, go back and watch the replay.